Kristi's awesome. That staff out there is awesome. We hung out afterwards and had a really good time. But yeah, that was my very first experience with NHRA Top Fuel Dragsters. I was not prepared for it at all. 100% not prepared for it.
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast coming at you from the Slice and Oak Studios. I am Mayor Dave Badeaux of the city of Brainerd. With me, as always, is my brother.
I didn't ask to be born.
Okay, well, that's perfect for today. So, hey, over there is Gabriel Johnson. What say ye, Councilman?
Dave, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Survived. Doing well.
Good.
How about yourself?
Great. Had an outstanding council meeting last night. All of 40 minutes. Didn't do anything.
You got put in the big chair.
In the big chair. Had the gavel.
Had the gavel. We're running the entire meeting as the vice president. President was gone, stepping into the big shoes. Quick meeting.
Just get her done.
Get it done. No huge drama.
No, I don't let the public speak.
You did a great job. You did a great job. Hey, quick, before we get started, I've got a story about my weekend, and specifically the NHRA Nationals at BIR, Brainerd International Raceway. We will talk about that after a little bit because conveniently enough, this week is Don't Tell Scotty He Does the News.
Yes. The public urged to hand in zombie-style knives ahead of ban.
You don't want a fish sandwich?
Zombie-style knives and machetes are defined as weapons with blades over 8 inches in length that normally have a serrated cutting edge.
For the zombies.
As is, of course, the tradition.
They were first added to the government's list of prohibited offensive weapons in 2016, but police have struggled to deal with knives designed specifically to get around the definition given that year.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you ban something,
Yeah.
you just slightly modify it, and it's no longer banned.
Yeah. So machetes are banned?
Not here.
Wait, I was thinking this sounds UK to me.
BBC.
Booyah! I was gonna say, this sounds very UK to me.
A loophole meaning that the weapons could be kept and sold if they did not have images depicting violence on their handles will be closed when the Offensive Weapons Act comes into effect next month.
So the original zombie knives had
Had
dead
to
zombies
have.
on them.
Images depicting violence.
So is this like the cigarettes where it's like, you may get cancer. By the way, here's a picture of cancer. This is a knife. There's like, hey, you may get to kill zombies. Here's a picture of zombies. What in the world is going on? UK is fucked.
So now if you don't have a picture of a violence on it, and it's just a good sturdy grip, that's now illegal.
I was taking it the other way. It sounded to me like that was the loophole, was that so long as you don't have a picture of a zombie, you're okay.
But it sounds like they're closing it.
But now they're closing the loophole. But
And now butchers across the country are out of business.
there's no serrated knives.
I don't think many butchers are using serrated knives.
Oh, it has to be serrated. Okay, yeah. They
Well,
probably aren't.
That's for bread. The serrated is for the bread.
Yeah,
Which
the,
is
the bakers are out of business.
never would have thought that in 100 years. Like growing up, you see the knife block or whatever. You look at the different knives because you're a kid. What's up with all these different knives? Never in a million years would I have thought the serrated one was for bread.
It's actually a direct quote from the Venture Brothers.
Is it?
One of the villains is shopping, and he says, "Yes, finally, someone who understands that serration is only good for bread." Supposed to be the supreme badass, and he's just worried about his cooking knives. Cooking knives.
Yeah.
So people who currently possess zombie-style knives and machetes are being urged to hand them in to police ahead of a ban coming into force next month. From 24 September, that always trips me up. That always trips me up.
Get out.
From September 24th, the weapons will be banned under legislation passed by the Conservatives while they were still in power. However, people in England and Wales have from August 26th to September 23rd to surrender those items to police stations and claim compensation.
So the conservatives over there are the ones taking away your weapons?
Doing knife buybacks.
That's a little
Just
weird.
zombie knives.
That's a little weird.
Well, they've got knife problems.
They do have knife problems right now. They have beheading technology.
Police Minister Dame Diana Johnson said the ban was the first step in the government's plan to halve knife crime. In a
have
decade.
it?
Halve.
Oh.
Halve.
Oh,
To
okay.
halve.
To halve it?
To cut knife crime in half
To one to it?
in a decade, and would be followed by efforts to outlaw ninja swords.
Ooh. I don't know if I
Which would be
support that.
everything that's not serrated.
No, I think
Sharp objects are maybe there's a different issue at play here.
it sounds like it. I mean, you're going quite the distance there, though. You're going zombie knife, machete.
Ninja
Ninja
sword.
sword.
I think they're going the wrong direction.
Yeah. I agree.
So okay, go ahead. You can have my zombie knife.
yes.
I'm gonna keep my fucking ninja sword.
I don't think they have a problem with ninja sword violence, though.
Maybe. Listen,
Yet.
I think they're probably going in order of coolness, right? Like machetes aren't that cool. It's kind of cool, but it's more like murdery / I got to get through the forest. Like there's only two things, right?
It's for hacking.
Yeah, it's hacking.
It's for Dexter and Vines.
Yeah. There's not a lot in between with that.
And Danny Trejo.
Yeah, for sure. Ninja swords. There's just too many coolness factors for that. You know, just set it. People. Not a lot of people putting their machete on display
Sure.
above the fireplace.
Yeah.
I see a lot of ninja swords just hanging out on walls.
See a lot of them.
Yeah, you do?
You okay? It's become almost like a joke, right? You'll be watching Silicon Valley or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And you get the guy, or you get the Kevin Nealons in specific movies. They're into the Zen.
Okay.
And they've always got if you want to show a guy's into Zen, ninja sword
Above the fireplace.
above the fireplace and or conveniently on the wall.
So ninja stars are after the ninja swords then?
Well, here you can't have the ninja star. Can't be throwing knives.
No projectiles.
No projectiles.
No missiles.
Missiles. Can't have them. Over there, can't be katana. No katanas. Are all ninja swords katanas? I don't know if that's true or not.
I'd say all katanas are ninja swords.
Probably. I would say that would probably be the case.
Is it like brandy and cognac?
Probably. Ooh, yeah. Is it like Kentucky whiskey? Is it Bordeaux wine, a champagne? Is it only from a specific region that it could be
From
called?
the katana region.
Katana region of swords? Maybe. Who knows?
Nerd alert!
So we play a lot of fantasy games, specifically Final Fantasy, Japanese role-playing games. So I very much love me various different types of swords. So I'm disheartened by this news.
Yeah.
And is there a difference between just the sturdy like military knife? You know what I'm talking about? Everyone had it where you got the Swiss Army knife of giant knives, where you got the thing that unscrews. It's got the compass on the bottom and the matches
Yes.
inside it.
Yes.
Like there were 1,000. Growing up, there were 1,000 of those knives. Everyone had.
I forgot about those.
Yes, everyone had one of those utility knives that it was hollowed out, had the matches and everything inside of it.
You read the book Hatchet, and then you've got to prepare.
Yeah, I haven't seen one of those in 20 years at
No.
least. Yeah.
I had forgotten they existed.
Well, instead they just started putting zombies on the handle and calling it
Yeah.
a day. All right.
But I'm curious why I feel like serration is not good for zombies.
No, I think you'd want the butcher knife.
I
Not
think
the
you'd want to
serration.
just slice, cut the head off right like that. You don't want to saw, then you're gonna get blood in your eyes, and now you're a zombie.
Yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
seen 28 weeks later.
Yeah, what are you sawing the bone for? Because that's what it would be for, is the
or
bone.
like chainsaws. Why would you ever?
Yeah, no, you're asking for it. I mean, you gotta turn your head and pinch your lips.
No,
Yeah.
that's how you get COVID.
Yeah, I would go with the straight up,
Katana.
No. I'm talking about the big cleaver. I'd be cleaver.
I might go with a broadsword.
That's what I was gonna say.
Stabbing with the broadsword.
Oh no!
Oh no.
It's got a
hack
blade behind
and
it.
Oh
You
yeah,
just-
like a
you're
baseball
slicing
bat.
heads off. Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Gladius would be a good one too.
The gladius.
Gladius, a little Roman, a little shorter, a little more pokey.
Yeah.
Still a little bit weight in there.
Right between short sword and dagger.
Right there.
Not quite a
Yep.
katana.
Daggers probably for zombies. Daggers is a little
Little too
too
close.
close.
Too
too
close.
close. And I'm a dagger guy. Don't get me wrong. You give me a good 18-inch dagger. We're looking double daggers.
Yeah, you can fight some elves with that.
Yeah. But you get it. Yeah, elves good to go. They're quick. Yeah.
I think I'd go with a scimitar.
No. No.
It's got good slicing properties.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Scimitar always looks like something that's like in a Indiana Jones trap. Like it falls down. It looks like someone's like, hey, that'd be cool if I had that in my hand. I don't know. The curve, I don't get the curve.
Looks cool.
Okay. All right. If we're back to looking cool, then yeah, let's go.
It's science.
All right. Anyways.
Anyways.
Britain is lost their fucking minds. They lost their minds. Anyways, continue. Get out of it. Hey, anyways, we love you, Brits. Thanks for tuning in.
As many as 281 members of the security forces in Afghanistan were dismissed by the Taliban's Ministry for the Prevention of Vice and Propagation of Virtue after they failed to grow a beard.
Ooh.
Pussies.
Wow. How can you represent? Wow.
These security force members were identified for not having a beard and were later dismissed, said this guy, the director of planning and legislation at the ministry. Over 13,000 people have been detained in the landlocked country for immoral acts in the past year.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay, continue.
You know, I mean,
Not having a beard.
some things the Taliban does way out of line.
Yeah.
Dismissing the soldiers for not having a quality beard. I'm on board.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get our police and firefighters to grow mustaches, and I had them going for a little bit, and then their girlfriends said no, and they all shaved them off. I agree with this mentality of excuse you, I don't care, grow the goddamn beard. Let's go.
We have beards. We need
Sign of virtue.
unity.
We have beards. It's a great stance. I don't care about what's happening at home. We have beards. The Vice Squad.
Yeah.
And virtue. I think the beard is more a virtue thing.
Well, you're just showing, you're proper.
Yes, the prevention of vice, the Taliban's Ministry for the Prevention of Vice and Propagation of Virtue.
Ooh, I like that. Prevent that vice. But while we're doing it, let's.
Stop shaving. How about you grow a beard?
Wow. I wonder, it would be interesting to see what all is on their category of vice.
Pretty much everything.
Could you have so much virtue that it became a vice?
Yes, I believe so.
Ooh.
I do believe you.
I think that's called the Taliban.
Way out of line. Way out of line.
I call it George Badeaux.
Yeah, I was going to say you can be addicted to God. We know this for a fact. It can be. It's
Sure hope he doesn't listen to this one.
hey, Dad. Go back to the 2003 Be Kind Rewind Part 1 where we talk. No, it wasn't. It was the board games. Go back to the board game episode. We talk about Christian music for 20 minutes. Oh man, you got a couple more in there.
For that, I didn't.
not for
I
that
didn't.
one.
I didn't read much further past that.
I don't think that one needs more. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory.
Right.
But I am pro beard. I'm not mandatory pro beard, but in specific circles, yes. Because I'm pro mustache for our police. I hate to admit this because we'll probably get in some HR problems here, but I am for, the dismissal of police officers who don't have mustaches.
I would say at least administrative leave until they grow a goddamn mustache.
Give it at least show some effort. It's like going and lifting weights. Go home, shave it, grow a couple days, shave it, grow a couple start building up a little bit of tact.
Get the tolerance.
You are all weirdos.
All right, next.
A 55-year-old man is facing a felony charge in South Florida for a bizarre impersonation scheme that left pizza customers getting a raw deal.
Oh, I like it.
Police said he ran an elaborate scheme to defraud tourists staying in the hotels of Miami Springs by pretending to be a well-known local pizza parlor.
I like it. It's a solid move.
According to police, customers who thought they were ordering pies from Roman's Pizzeria, located at 391 North Royal Poinciana Boulevard,
They were getting DiGiorno's.
were instead getting subpar slices from Jose Marti Alvarez.
Oh,
I would just, go to Little Caesars, mark it up to $20, put it in your own box, and
yes.
the tourists don't know any better.
Yes, sprinkle a little Parmesan.
Marty Alvarez distributed fake pizza flyers to hotel rooms along Northwest 36th Street Near the airport, advertising Roman Pizzeria, misleading visitors. Jesus Roman, the proprietor of the real Roman's Pizzeria, who's been cooking up pies for 4 decades, said Alvarez's pizzas were bad, uncooked. Sometimes they were sent in a box with a piece of raw dough. They just give it to them, and by the time they realize it, they're gone anyway.
That's kind of a bad ruse. Don't use an actual pizzeria. Just make a fake pizzeria and pretend it's real. He used the name of a real pizzeria for his fake pies?
Yes.
No, that's bad news.
I still support it. I support your shenanigans. Those are fun shenanigans.
Police said the fraud had been ongoing for several years and has caused significant hardships for the real Romans, including complaints to the Better Business Bureau, negative reviews, and upset customers.
Okay, I will say, sucks to be that guy, but still pretty sweet. I love it. Good work.
Was it like a revenge thing? Is this a former employee?
Probably. That's typically what it is.
Roman.
Yeah. Oh, you think you got good pie? I'm just going to deliver dough. Which I think is bullshit. There's no way, even if you're pulling a scam, right? You don't show up with a dough. That's how you get caught.
Do you have a brick pizza oven?
It doesn't matter. I would be bringing Jack's Pizza.
Well, right. Are you making your own pizza?
In a ruse?
Is a ruse what?
It sounded like he was, and that seems really stupid. Like, then just operate a business.
Just make a pizza.
Yeah, just operate a business. Let's just operate your business. You're doing
all the work.
You're doing all the steps.
You're doing everything it takes to have a business.
Except the part where you just have a business. Like, let's just finish off. Last little tweak right at the end there.
Use your own name and cook it.
Yeah, I love it. I think there's tons of. Okay, so I know you're absolutely right that using someone else's name is the bullshit to it. But there are so many times where even Mr. Beast was doing the same thing, right? Where he'd have the Mr. Beast burger stuff, and it was just other restaurants making shit and sending it out. Like that's a business model that I think it's.
But you
bullshit.
knew what you were getting. Imagine if I went and started a podcast and called it the iKnowBadeaux Podcast and made it actually good. You would be offended.
Well, I think very quickly the listeners would jump on and go, no, this is not dog food. What has happened?
I thought you were just going to say dogs.
Just tuning out.
Well, see you later.
I like it, though. I like not in stealing the other man's business, but he drove around to
He did
hotels.
Advertising.
Yeah.
For his business.
Advertised his business.
Everything.
Got business. People go.
Everything except the part where you make good pizza. So if he would have made good pizza, he would have been just fine.
He's just missing quality control.
Yeah, just make good.
And a name.
Don't deliver shitty pizza and you're okay. I think
That's not even a ruse. That's just stupidity.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it really is. It really is. But if he would have just delivered DiGiorno, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, cook a Jack's Pizza, sell it for $20. Boom.
Yes, you could totally get away with that. Totally get away with it, and just call it.
Sometimes I'd pay $20 for somebody to bring me a Jack's Pizza.
Sometimes, yeah. All right, next. You got one more? Or can I jump in on you?
You jump in and then
Okay.
I'll come back.
So, Brainerd International Raceway is the raceway that is right here in our area, about 7 to 10 miles out of town.
A few miles north of town.
Yeah, a few miles north of town. Great facility, 500 plus acres, known for the camping that is referred to as the zoo
Yes.
for a very specific reason. It gets wild. It's very friggin' wild. We have nationals that come through every single year. Started in 1982, which is the year that I was born. So every single year of my entire life, this has been going on. Nationals.
NHRA National
Drag race.
Drag Racing. event.
NHRA National Drag Racing. So I had been there before during drag racing, but I had never been there for like the Top Fuel pros. Okay. So I got asked by Kristi, shout out to Kristi and her staff, the owner, to come in as the mayor and speak to the crowd right before the opening on Sunday, which is the final day for the finals. So I get there, we're hanging out, we're by the winner's circle, we're right just off the track, right where everybody's taking off. And some of the lower tiers were going, and that's the stuff that I've been around before. Very loud, right? Very fast, and it was exactly what I expected. So we're hanging out, the television crew comes over and says, all right, here's what we're going to do. Typically, we have you guys off on a stage. This year, we're going to do it different. We're going to shoot off the first set, and then you guys are going to come on right onto the track, and we're going to do it right at the starting line. So Kristi and I are going to go up. We're just going to say something to the entire crowd, and then they're going to shoot off the second row of cars. Okay. The go time comes. If you've ever been around like television type stuff, there's a lot of, like explain what we're going to do, mull it over a little bit, hang out, just sit tight. We'll get you when you're ready. But then when it's go time, like you see everyone switch into a totally different mode. And I like that. I'm a guy, you put a microphone in my face, we're good to go. Let's go. It's go time. So we walk onto the track directly behind the Dragsters. So the Dragsters do their burnout. They go forward. They back up to the starting line. We are standing with the pit crews 25 feet from the back of the top fuel Dragsters.
Wow.
And everyone had said to me, it's not the same. The Dragsters went, and I'm not joking, I almost shit my pants.
Your pants.
I almost shit my pants. There was nothing in the world that could have prepared me for that being my first experience with those Dragsters. I was standing next to the cars below it, the alcohol fuels going right before it. And it's loud and it's, you can feel the exhaust and everything. But standing directly behind top fuel Dragsters when they went off, I'm not joking. If every muscle in my body hadn't clenched at the same time, I would have been waddling around for the rest of the day going, oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. I'm not kidding. I almost shit my pants. It scared the ever-living out of me.
Hold on to your butts.
Then, of course, they go, okay, here we go. And we just walk right up and they shove a microphone in my face. Like, hey, talk to the crowd. So right after I just right after shoot myself, I'm just like, hey, everybody, how we doing? We're it's great to be here, blah, blah, blah. And it was just a 30-second soundbite, but it was fantastic. Kristi's awesome. That staff out there is awesome. We hung out afterwards and had a really good time. But yeah, that was my very first experience with NHRA Top Fuel Dragsters. Was standing 25 feet behind them, getting blasted in the face with the exhaust and the heat. And I was not prepared for it at all. 100% not prepared for it. Have you guys been out there?
Never.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Never. Lived here my entire life.
Yep.
Never been out there.
Yeah. I've been out there for other stuff. I've just never been out there for nationals.
Yeah. I didn't go out to nationals this year, but I've probably been more years in my life than I hadn't been.
Sure.
I grew up, my parents lived right next, their land abuts the track. They get good neighbor tickets. So we always had free tickets to every event at the track growing up. So
is that where Johnson Road is?
Yes.
Johnson Road.
They lived off of
So
Johnson
we could just ride
Road.
our bikes down there and go and walk around.
Yeah, and then you, as a member of the Brainerd JCs, served beer out there.
Yeah, we were vendors that poured beer at the track. Poured $100,000 of beer in 4 days.
Yeah, it's crazy how big of an event this is. Brainerd is, as an area, it's 50,000 people. As a city, it's 14,000 people. But in the summer, it balloons because it's a resort area. And then this event happens, and it's crazy how big this event is. And again, I had been there for stuff, but I had just never been there for that part of it. I can't say enough positive things about the experience with going there and hanging out with Billy and Kristi and just them going through and the amount of love for that environment that they have. And it's not just a thing where they're owners of a track. It's like that's their life, right? Kristi's life is, like her friends are there. Her the people that they've watched grow up. We met a kid, 16 years old, and he comes up and she's like, brace yourself. You're going to think he's 37 years old. But he just comes up and just talking. And she's like, yeah, he started off in the little dragsters that they have, and it's just, they just work their way up. It's a crazy, crazy environment. But I think the coolest thing about that entire thing, and I will say I'm now a fan, because you go to a football game, you get your tickets, you get in, you get your beer, you go sit down, and that's your experience. You get tickets to go to one of these events, and you have carte blanche to the entire area for the most part. Obviously, you can't get on the track, but you have access to just about everything. including the pit row, which I was amazed by that. I had never experienced that part of it, where here's just all of the drivers parked up alongside each other. You know, they got their 3 rigs each, and you just walk down through there. And as a normal fan, that's a part of your ticket. That's a part of your experience. It's just going and being next to the crews that are working on the cars.
Right. And if you are a super NHRA fan, I mean, these guys, John Force, Ron Capps, these guys are like superheroes. You can just walk up to their pit and they're sitting there wrenching on their car or sitting there drinking a water, taking a break, and you can chat with them and just totally accessible.
Yeah, it's like going to a convention where there's a bunch of, you know, like booths, and they're a booth, you know, and there they are. The craziest part of it is when it's time for them to go to the race, then you got to get out of the way so they can pull their car right through, you know, so they just got a bunch of people with whistles and stuff. Like, get out of the way. They got to get the cars through. Let's go.
Yeah, we got to move this $1 million car to the starting line. Get out of the way.
Do you want to see the race or not? No, it was awesome. I really enjoyed the experience. We got to go up on the tower and everything and have a really cool experience with it. But I will just say that I was not prepared. They kept saying, "Oh, just wait. And I was like, it can't be. It's loud. How much louder can it be?"
I don't think there's anything on Earth louder. You know, maybe like NASA, maybe a space shuttle taking
and
off.
that's
But the noise just vibrates through your entire body. There's nothing like it.
When they did the burnouts, right? So I had heard the burnout too, which is, you know, fire up the engine, you know, get the tires going. It was the entire experience of the loudness startles the shit out of you, and then being behind it, the exhaust and the heat that came through sucks all the oxygen out of the air. And I was talking to one of the pit crew guys, or one of the guys in the pit in the pit, and I had, you know, we were laughing about it. I was like, "How'd it go?" I was like, "Oh, it scared the shit out of me." And he goes, "The best way I can describe is it's like a tear in the matrix. Like when you're behind there for a fraction of a second." And he said that, and I was like, "That's exactly what it was like." The entire existence of the world for a fraction of a second for me disappeared. It was just like, what in the hell just happened? And it was just an engine, an engine. And then there they go, boom, 330 miles an hour taking off down that track. Awesome. I was blown away by it, and surprised that I've never been.
Yeah, well, let's plan on going next year, and
sure.
I'll show you around the zoo.
Yeah. Well, I've avoided the zoo for many, many reasons, including that. Look, I got a punchable face. I'm not making out of the zoo without at least one, maybe 2 black eyes. So
I'd love to show you around.
Yeah. Ton of fun though. I really enjoyed it. Shout out again to Kristi. Great facility out there. And, you know, I had said this to Gabe last night. One of the things was we went into the pit, and when we went in there, she grabbed a handful of bracelets for the tower, which is where all the suites are and stuff. And you can go up on top, and there's bleachers, and you can sit up there. And she just found families with young kids, and just, "You guys want to watch the races from the best seats in the house?"
Hell yeah.
And, yeah, and took a lot of joy in that. And that type of stuff means a lot to me. When you've got someone that understands, yeah, the guy that's paying for the ticket is cool, but the kid that's here and getting that experience, like that's a lifelong fan that you're making, and just cool. I really appreciate it. So it's a perfect week to talk about because we got the news, but no joke, 100% almost shit my pants. So much so that as I came off back to the winter circle where Callie and stuff was, one of the guys that I know was like, "How was that?" I was like, "Scared the shit out of me." And he goes, "You're still shaking." I was like, "I know I'm still shaking. Every muscle in my body clenched. And thank God. Thank God every muscle in my body clenched." Yeah. All right. Can we move on from NHRA? Congratulations to everybody involved in that, and good luck for the rest of the season. But yeah, my very first experience with NHRA Nationals, Top Fuel Dragsters, and the funny cars, fantastic. So I get it now. I get it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Next.
A gay man accused a group of Washington, D.C. Shake Shack employees of beating him after he kissed his boyfriend inside the location waiting for their order.
Shake Shack.
I saw this. That's more of a shakedown.
Yeah. I'm not going to go too far into the story because there's some discrepancies. I think we're going to learn more about it in coming weeks.
Shoot.
But I will say that Christian Dingus, 28, was with his partner and a group of friends.
Christian Dingus.
Christian Dingus.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board.
A nominee for Name of the Year, for sure. Christian Dingus?
My daughter had to ask me what I was laughing at so hard earlier before I came over here today. Yeah, second paragraph in, Christian Dingus. And I was laying on the floor reading while she was watching TV. I just put my face in the floor and started laughing. Christian Dingus.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate. You got to change one of those. You got I mean, it's a combo. It's a good combo. I saw the heading and I read just a tiny little bit on it, and I kind of got the same feeling. It's like, okay, this is going to end up being a little something different than what is being projected right now.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that to shake out.
So we're going to keep our eyes peeled for Christian Dingus over the coming
Get a
weeks.
Google alert set up for Christian Dingus.
Keep an eye out for the Dingus, folks. Man. Just a reminder to you, the listener, if you have a name that is in the news or anywhere online that is a real name, shoot that over to us and we'll get it added to next year's Name of the Year competition. That happens every year right around March Madness. We take real names from the news from the previous year, head-to-head matchup to name the crowning of Name of the Year.
I think we picked up a couple good ones in the Olympics.
I think we've done. I think we're gonna have a hell of a competition next year. You got one more for us?
I do have one more.
Here we go. Let's finish this baby up.
A Summerside doctor reprimanded over unnecessary digital rectal exams.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, did he come or what?
A PEI family doctor has been reprimanded and fined and will have to take further training as part of the resolution of a complaint filed nearly 2 years ago. The College of Physicians and Surgeons of Prince Edward Island investigated the September 28th, 2022 complaint from a woman concerned about how Dr. Paul Phelan was caring for her brother. An investigation committee found Phelan's behavior, quote, may constitute professional misconduct or incompetence.
Your brain has the shell on it.
A ruling in the matter was posted on the college's website reprimanding him, quote, for performing frequent, unnecessary digital rectal exams and using an outdated historic technique with the patient lying face upward.
Oh, oh no!
I don't think enhanced training is going to fix the problem here.
I also don't think that this was incompetence. Very little about this says incompetence. Wow. I'm the captain now.
Look me in the eye.
Oh no! What are you doing? What? That's one too where you're like, hey, Mary, I had a really weird experience. Just hear me out here, sister. I had a really weird experience with my doctor. That is not what happens at the doctor.
Man. That's a gynecological exam.
Oh man.
Right to jail, right away.
Yeah, straight to jail. Just straight to jail.
Yeah. What do they think they're going to train this guy?
I don't know. I don't even think due process is great.
It's just an outdated historic technique.
To come hither? No. It's still a useful technique. Wrong setting. Wow, man. Oh, no.
The college has also levied a $2,000 fine against Phelan, whose practice is based in Summerside. As well, he has to take ethics training on maintaining patient boundaries and a review course on the proper way to perform a digital rectal exam on a patient's prostate.
I would love to sit on that guy learning that.
No.
At his own expense.
What? At his own expense? Well, you got that.
Yeah.
I would add that on the door to his clinic needs to have a description of what he did to other patients, just so people go in eyes wide open.
I would go further. I don't even want it in words. I just want a picture of a guy with his feet in the stirrups and a big X through it. And then another guy.
Doc, why is that sign out?
Another guy bent over, thumbs up. Wow. Assume the position, huh? Yeah, and at least in my head, those are feet in the stirrups. Your feet are in
Oh,
the
it
stirrups.
has to be, right?
Can't be a worse position to be as a man. I mean, come on. With your doctor?
Yeah.
What are we looking for, Doc?
Your temperature.
What'd you find, Doc?
Don't you have one of those things you can buy
Yeah.
for?
Yeah. Unnecessary digital. Yeah. Again, with the wording. You fingered him. You fingered Fred. Come on.
Repeatedly.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, fire. Straight to jail. Lose your license. I don't think we need a long trial. I don't think we need a long, dissertation. We don't need the finding of facts. Yeah.
Is that Canada, Prince Edward Island?
I think so. Yeah. It might still be in the U.S., but it's for sure. Isn't Newfoundland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
a
it
good
is.
question.
Oh,
I don't know.
Canada. Yeah, that sounds Canada to me. Wow. Okay.
The college's ruling says Phelan has accepted the results of the disciplinary process.
Okay, so what were the results? Were that he had to get retrained?
He has a $2,000 fine.
$2,000?
$2,000 fine. $2,000 fine. As well, he has to take ethics training on maintaining patient boundaries and a review course on the proper way to perform a digital rectal exam.
At his own expense.
At his own expense, plus the $2,000. Yeah, he's out. I know this about this man. He's out. Yeah. Okay. Boundaries. I'm going to start with the looking of the patient in the eyes.
While you stick a finger in their butt.
God, man.
Wow.
The funny thing about in doctors that do this type of thing, because the funny thing about it is what do you know, right? Like as a person, if you've never
Right. What else is this guy doing
Yeah.
that the patients don't know that that's not appropriate?
Yeah. I got an
the
earache.
right way to do it.
Yeah, I got an earache. What is happening?
Must get your temperature.
Hold my thumb.
No, boo. I'm not even gonna let any information about what you just said get out. I'll leave it, but we will move on from that.
Over the line!
Okay, is that the last one?
That's the last
I
one.
think it's a good spot to stop. So, hey, thanks if you joined us for NHRA talk. It ended with
Speaking of shit in your pants.
wow. Yeah. Oof. Well, thank you, Scotty.
Yes.
Thank you to Gabe.
Thank you, Dave.
Next week, we were going to have one Seth Dowd on. However, we got to push it back a week. So it's going to throw our schedule off a little bit. I don't know what we'll do next week. We'll have to come up with some kind of filler episode because I don't want to get directly back into Be Kind Rewinds quite yet.
People are demanding Taco Tuesday.
I don't know, man. Taco Tuesday is a tough one. Fans of the iKnowBadeaux podcast, if you are demanding Taco Tuesday, this would be the time to do it. One more. I'm not hearing clamoring and the beating down of doors over the Taco Tuesdays. So
My daughter's a big fan. She has a whole list of ingredients she wants me to bring for you guys.
okay, so we got one.
Oh, boy.
I think that's bullshit. I think you're just making that up. But we got one. That could be what we'll do. I'll mull it over. I don't know if I'm personally ready quite yet for
Yes,
that.
she has a whole list that you've given her.
That could be fun. But yeah, then in 2 weeks, Seth Dowd, local musician, local celebrity, and dude we grew up with, will be here, and that'll be a lot of fun. And I don't know exactly what we'll do. We'll do some kind of game when he's here. And then we'll be right back into the normal rotation again. So we're coming up on 2004. I found some cool stuff about 2004, though. I think it's going to be a fun one. Movies are good. The movies are there's a couple of films in there I want to get after.
I'm probably going to watch Team America like 7 times.
That will be a big one. We will definitely be talking about Team America. Kill Bill Volume 2, we'll talk about that as well. 2005 was Wedding Crashers. I was actually kind of excited.
Okay.
But I'll say I put up a comparison of this or that, and it was Old School versus Wedding Crashers. What's your guys' take on that? Old School versus Wedding Crashers?
I'd watch Old School.
Which one would you pick? Yeah.
They're pretty darn equal.
Pretty equal.
I don't know.
So I would pick Old School. I don't know why. I've always loved that movie just a little bit more. Wedding Crashers didn't quite hit with me like it did with everyone else. I thought it was hilarious. I love Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, he plays the same character, so I could see how they'd be comparable.
Yeah. But I do love that movie. So.
Mix in Dodgeball.
Yeah, Dodgeball's coming up as well. So, God, this was the run, the Vince Vaughn run. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be back next week, and maybe we'll do a Taco Tuesday. I'm hesitant, but if not, we'll do something else because I'm really being hesitant right now. But Gabe really I can see it in his eyes. He's the captain now.
I do have trouble finding good trivia questions sometimes.
So we'll take a peek at that, and then again, Seth Dowd will be with us. So stick around. Let us know if you got anything you want for 2004. Let us know if you're interested in the Taco Tuesdays. Shoot us names for Name of the Year, because we got that coming up time's ticking, probably 6 months now before we're back to that. So, but until then, we're done. Yeah, I am not joking about almost peeing my pants.
I believe it.
Yeah.
First of all, I was not prepared for what we were going to do. I thought we were going to have a stage. And she said every year we've always had a stage like off to the side. And this year they're just like, we're mixing things up. We're just going to bring you right out on to the track. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
I'm surprised you let people on the track.
Well, it's the owner.
Still,
Yeah.
there's guys trying to drive 300 miles an hour.
Yeah. So there was a concrete barrier in between the two lanes, and then it kind of bubbles out, and there's just a little spot.
Okay,
that
so you weren't in the lanes.
We weren't in front of the lane. We were in between them.
Okay,
but when they went, no, we were standing directly behind two.
Right, and I've
rockets.
never stood behind it, and the heat would probably just be intense.
The heat is what got me. We were standing behind rockets, and then I expected it to be loud. I did not expect to watch the wave of heat. I'm not kidding you. It was that guy said The Matrix. Literally what it felt like. Time and space condensed behind them. Like they just compacted time and space and then took off for just a fraction of a second. I can still see it in my head, the exact flash of when those things took off, because it felt like it was a full 30 seconds of just like, what is happening? Every muscle in my body went. And then I was like, whoa, and there go my shorts. But thank God my asshole was clenched about as much as you could possibly get it clenched. And then, I was shaking. Not bad, but I shake anyways,
Yeah.
But we got over there.
I mean, that's a huge adrenaline dump, I'm sure.
Jesus Christ. Well, and then, and no joke, because it's 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's 1,000 feet. Boom.
Yeah, and they're done. So then we're just, all right, here we go. And just marched right to the front of there and microphone in our face, camera, the dude with the cameras right here, microphone in your face. All right, say something to the crowd. And thank God they let Kristi say something first, because it let me kind of, turn into that mode. But that's the one thing I will say about myself is I've done enough of that stuff where that, there's an on switch. It's the same thing with like doing stand-up. You might be anxious before you go up there, but as soon as it's your turn, you have to turn on and you have to go. And that's exactly what it felt like. So that kind of snapped me back out of it. But man, I'm not, for a first time experience.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Dope.